A massive alligator was heading straight for them. The father whispered urgently to his daughter, warning her not to move a muscle. Lisa's heart was pounding in her throat. She could barely breathe, let alone move, as if she'd forgotten how to do either. It wasn't until the unwelcome visitor slowly glided past her that her rigid body finally relaxed. But before they could recover from the shock, a deafening alarm plunged them back into hell. Lisa knew what this meant. The levee upstream had been breached by the floodwaters. It wouldn't be long before this whole area turned into an ocean. In that critical moment, Lisa locked her eyes on the small boat, their only ticket out of here. Then, to her father's astonishment, she dove straight into the water. The splash instantly caught the alligator's attention. With their survival on the line, Lisa summoned every ounce of strength she'd ever have in her lifetime. Her legs churned like propellers beneath the surface as she closed in on the boat, just feet away. But the alligator, drawn by the commotion, was closing in too, its jaws gaping wide. Lisa narrowly escaped its deadly bite. Without a moment to catch her breath, she fired up the boat and steered toward her father. They had to get out of here, fast. But just as she picked him up and they were about to escape, disaster struck again. The floodwaters had broken through the final barrier. There was no time to run. The raging torrent slammed their boat into a house. After struggling in the churning water, they managed to surface relatively unharmed, but father and daughter had been separated. Lisa, terrified of alligators lurking below, kept her eyes glued to the water's surface as she carefully edged along. This spot was too close to the waterline. She needed higher ground, but she couldn't shake the feeling that something was down there. She tossed a piece of debris into the water to test it. When nothing happened after several tense moments, she made a leap for a table in the middle of the room, but missed and plunged into the water. Panicking, she scrambled out and pressed herself against the wall, screaming. Thankfully, it was just her fear getting the better of her. Meanwhile, her father lit a flare and had barely called out Lisa's name when an alligator attacked, ripping into his arm. Hearing the commotion, Lisa rushed over, but only succeeded in drawing the predator's attention to herself. She swam frantically into the bathroom, trying to slam the door shut, but the pursuing alligator wedged itself in the doorway. Spotting a new hiding place, Lisa abandoned the door and dove straight for the shower stall, managing to trap the alligator outside. But the gator kept ramming the glass door. It wouldn't hold much longer. Then Lisa had an idea. She quietly cracked open the door, and as the alligator charged in, she stepped onto the handrail and vaulted over the glass partition. She quickly slammed the shower door shut, trapping the creature inside. In the cramped space, the alligator couldn't build up enough momentum to break free. Lisa found her injured father and they made it to the attic. Just then, they heard the unmistakable sound of a helicopter. Lisa immediately lit another flare and started shouting for help. But before rescue could arrive, another alligator spotted them and charged straight in.